Hey everyone, welcome back. Camille here from 88 Fitness Training. Today I'm going to talk about pullovers, also known as straight arm pull downs. So I'm going to take you through several variations, and at the end I'll share which one's actually my favorite. So stay tuned, check it out. Alright, so pullovers. Pullovers are a really great developer for those lats. We kind of went through this on another video. One of the beneficial things about the pullover is that you're using a whole lot less bicep and mid-back. So all of the other exercises, pull downs, rows, it's really hard to isolate and take the biceps out of the equation. A lot of times people are doing pull downs and the first thing they feel is that bicep in those forearms. So unless they're using straps, they're not really getting a good workout for those lats. And that's why the straight arm pull down, also known as pullover, is really great for building up those lats. So you can set up a cable pulley here. You're going to lean forward slightly, and you're just going to pull straight down. Now you still need to really focus on the lats with the pull downs, or pullovers rather, because the triceps will try to take over. Especially if you're using a rope, that long head of the tricep will want to engage, and you really need to focus on pulling with those lats. But this is a really great one because, as I mentioned, the biceps and the mid-back aren't taking over in this case. Now there's a few things about this. Like I mentioned, those triceps can be tricky. So one of the things I recommend is having a slight bend in the elbow as you do these. It takes those triceps slightly out of the equation versus having a locked elbow like this where you've already got the triceps activated. Can you see the difference there? Here's locked, here's slightly bent. You can see the triceps a little more relaxed than when I was like this, allowing me to pull better with the lats. Another thing you can do if you're an advanced lifter is lean forward a little more, and as you hit that midway point, bring the chest up, giving you that deeper contraction. So come to midway, bring the chest up. So now, in my video the other week, I mentioned that pullovers are really good for those lower lats. But how do you get more of an all-around lat workout with these? You can do different things. Like I said, when you're focusing on that halfway point, chest up, the first half of it's more upper. There's another video I have that talks about just doing partials like this to get that upper portion of the lat. It's not until you come full range of motion that you're really activating those lower lats. So these are just a few tricks and tips you can do to really get that full lat activation and burnout. So that's the straight arm pull down, also known as the standing pullover. So the lats are a pretty big muscle group on your back, and the fibers, as they wrap around at different orientations. So that right there tells you that when you're doing your pullovers, it's advantageous to hit them at different angles. So a really great setup that you can do is pullovers on the incline bench. So you're going to grab a long strap. You can do it with a straight bar too. And then we're going to just lay back. We're in the supine position, which just means face up. You're going to stretch those lats back and pull straight down. This is great. You got this nice big swoop in motion, just like that. It's really great because you can get stretch on the lats and pull straight down. Now as you're coming down, you really want to focus on squeezing at the bottom, right? So it's great because you get the stretch, but you can also really squeeze at the bottom just like that. Now with this long strap, because we have two handles, we can do different grips. My favorite version of this is probably an underhand grip, just like this. You can really feel those lats. I really feel in the upper part of the lat on this particular exercise, just like that. All right. So this is another good one, like I said. Now, is it better than standing? Probably not. I think you can get a whole lot more stretch in the standing position versus on that incline. But again, it's all about variation and working those fibers at different angles. So working this in from time to time is gonna have its benefits, so definitely give it a try. The next one's just gonna be a supine pullover. That just means we're gonna be laying face up and flat. So take your cable, lay back. Be careful getting into this position. It can be a little awkward. Just like that. And then we're gonna stretch and then squeeze. Just like that. Do you hear that click? That actually means I'm too close to the cable stack. We want to keep constant tension. That's the benefit of being able to do these with the cable versus dumbbells or anything like that. So if you hear that click, move on back. All right, so get into this carefully, just like that. Now I don't have a click, I'm fully stretched. And come back and squeeze. Just watch your face on this one. You don't want to have that clip hit your face. Just like that. In fact, if your pulley is placed too low, you're definitely going to hit your face. So keep that in mind. But you can really see how the lats are stretched out in this position, which is one of the reasons I like it a little more than the incline one. Just the amount of stretch you can get on it. In addition to that, a lot of times people have issues when they're standing with overarching the lower back, cause a lot of lower back problems, or they just don't have the core strength to be able to hit those standing pullovers. So when you're laying flat like that, it takes that lower back lumbar area out of the equation, allowing you to focus on the lats. And again, the cables are great because it's providing you with that constant tension. A lot of times when you do flat dumbbell pullovers, you start to lose that tension, especially when you get overhead on the chest area or right above your face. So in this case, you still have tension pulling you back this way, so it makes it a really great option for you. All right, so another one I'm going to show you is the banded dumbbell pullover. So like I just mentioned, a lot of times when you're doing just dumbbell pullovers, you start to lose that tension as you get over your face because your pecs are taking over. Your lats aren't working, right? So they're working in this small range of motion area and then not so much here. But by changing that tension profile, that resistance profile, by adding this band, I can get the tension now when I'm overhead and force those lats to work. So all I did was take one of these really long super bands, anchor it, place it at the bottom of my dumbbell. Now I'm going to get into position. So you're going to lay flat just like you would for your normal dumbbell pullovers. You got to find the dumbbell here. All right, so I got a grip on it, and now I'm going to pull. So I got a great amount of tension here, but with any band exercise, the further out I go, the harder this is. And woo, my lats are working. So get a deep stretch on those lats, pull, and now keep focus on them. Right? You can see I'm shaking. This is extremely hard. Just like that, and pull. Now once you're here, you really want to take your time lowering, fight it with everything you got on those lats, but stretch and squeeze. Woo! Just like that. All right. So in my opinion, this one's the nastiest one that we've done today, just because of that variable resistance by adding that band. So if you've been doing these unbanded, it's time to up the ante and add that band in there. All right, so just as a recap, we went through several variations of the pullover. We did standing, which is a really great option for taking those biceps and forearms out of back day and working on the lats. We went through the incline pullover, which is a great way to train those fibers from a different angle, a different vantage point, which is advantageous, of course. And then we did the lying flat supine pullovers with the cable. Again, a really great one for taking the lower back out of the equation so you can focus on the lats. And then I showed you how you can intensify a dumbbell pullover by adding a band. So all really great options for you to work into your routines. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. For more like it, definitely check out our back playlist. And as always, like and subscribe. Camille, 88 Fitness Training.